at the moment. There's people out and about. Unfortunately, Speaker's Corner regulars, a couple of them have arrived and been and gone this morning. It is very cold, I'll say that. So that's like, you know, it makes you want to stay home. But I think that definitely in this climate, now is the time that communication and connection between human beings should be paramount, seeing as how everyone is like semi-isolated and being fed these kind of narratives that they can't necessarily check out, because science tends to come over as really authoritative, even though it then, give it 50 years, it'll be new science anyway. So I think that it's a real shame that Speaker's Corner is practically empty. There are like 7 or 8 regulars, maybe 1 speaker there at the moment. I just think it's really sad. I think at the moment, the lockdown, if the things that I hear are correct, and that less than 400 people under the age of 60 have died of corona on this island that we call home, and yet we've closed down the economy, we're practically retarding tomorrow's generation of children due to like homeschooling and lack of schooling. I think that's absolutely obscene. I think that if the Chancellor doesn't have a money tree or a dragon or a dragon's hoard like secretly stashed somewhere, he's, I don't know, like it seems pretty wild. I think that I miss Brexit, to be honest. All I hear about is this virus, and I do, my thoughts are pretty, I haven't formed a concrete opinion, but I definitely believe that the numbers are manipulated. The number of deaths are no longer shared with us, potentially because they're too low to justify this sort of draconian, you know, Africa has never been closed down due to malaria or Ebola. Yeah, I think that, again, I think for sure that that this is not all it seems, and that martial law is being practiced or like test run. I think that travel restrictions are pretty odd because you know, we have recourse to tests. But I've read about people sending back the tests without even swabbing themselves and then coming back positive. So that's another means of like a line of inquiry. Why can't we travel when we can produce a negative test? And vaccines, I think it's pretty interesting that the moment they have an alleged viable vaccine, now they find a more deadly strain or a more contagious strain. Which means that if the last one wasn't as contagious as they said, or wasn't as dangerous as they said, what the heck have we been doing at home, overeating and not going to the gym? That's just my stuff, like, for all this time. So I would say for people who believe in God, remember that science is not God. Science is only ever theoretical. Even the laws of science can be replaced by replicable and observable new laws that come along. So do keep up. Also, you know, according to science, the world was being rotated by the sun up until a certain time. So just beware that it's changeable and God isn't. So right.